So today I want to talk about a Killing Floor 2 CD player named Ray, and show that he's cheating. Now before I get into the video, I want to make a disclaimer. I don't hate this person, nor am I making this video because of the recent events that did happen. If you're aware of those events, then the disclaimer is for you. If not, that's fine, it will not affect anything I will say. I just want this person to come clean. With that being said, let's get straight into the point. Now you may ask yourself, what cheats exactly is Ray using? What he's using is not an aimbot, but a third-party software, a macro, to gain an advantage. That advantage is canceling the screen shake of the game. How this is being done is he's binded mouse 2 to bash, and obviously mouse 1 to shoot. What he's doing is holding the mouse 2 and shooting at the same time to cancel out the screen shake. Now normally without a macro, all this really does is readjust your aim, readjust your recoil, etc. But with the macro, you're completely canceling the screen shake and making your aim and your recoil a lot more manageable. And I have an issue with that because if you're completely using an exploit that shouldn't be in the game to begin with, and you have to use a macro for it, then that's blatantly cheating. If it was an in-game feature, sure. By all means, sure. But I did the testing and everything, and this clearly shows that he's using a third-party software to do this. Now, this only works on semi-automatic weapons, though. Those being the Desert Eagles, the AF-2011s, and the XBX. The XBX, I will go into more further detail about it because it's a lot more harder to tell, unlike the dualies, where it's pretty self-explanatory. And this also works on sharpshooter as well, but I'm not going to explain the sharpshooter part because I'm a gunslinger main, and I'm only going to explain the gunslinger portions of his videos. He is also cheating on sharpshooter again, but again, I don't want to really get into that, but just note he's also cheating on sharpshooter as well. But I will show two videos. I will show what it looks like without a macro, and then show a video what it looks like with the macro. And I will slow them down and explain it to you. So let me get into the non-macro part here in a sec. So right here is the non-macro, and I even slowed it down to kind of further explain what's going on in much further detail, and plus it makes it a lot more easier to see. So right here, I'm not bashing, and I'm just shooting normally to kind of show you what it should look like. And I'd even shoot again to show again what it looks like. So about here, once I reload these deagles again, I should be bashing here. Yep. And again, I'm bashing, nothing really happens, it looks completely normal. I pull up the 2011s. Now, I want you to actually pay attention to this wall right here and look that it's actually shaking quite a lot, because that looks relatively normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. I pulled the 2011s. Again, there's plenty of screen shake, and if you pay attention to this wall right here, it's shaking quite a lot. I even show another example of this. I believe I bashed here, I'm not really quite sure. Nope. So again, just look at the wall, even look at this wall. You can clearly see that there's a lot of screen shake going on here. Even when I bash, which is about right here, there's plenty of screen shake going on right here. I pull out the XBX. Now, I want you to pay attention to this part, because like I said, the XBX is a lot more harder to tell. But I want you to pay attention to this. Whenever I shoot, think that the screen shakes with the XBX. So you see, whenever I'm shooting it, it obviously, kind of goes towards the character a bit, and the screen is also shaking as well with the XBX. Think of it like that. And also when I bash, which I bash about right here, again, doesn't really do anything. The screen is moving with the XBX. You can think of it like that. And then about right here, I'm just going to show in Z time. Just going to fast forward a bit. So right here, I slow it down at Z time. And I show what it should look like in general, and I'm not bashing here. As you can see, there's plenty of screen shake here. And now I'm right here, I'm bashing. Again, there's plenty of screen shake. Now, did you see actually for a split second that the screen did stop shaking there? Again, if this was to readjust your aim or your recoil, I wouldn't have an issue with that. But again, he's clearly abusing an exploit that shouldn't be in the game to begin with. But let me further go and get into it. So right here I pull the AF, so I guess I don't, I guess I show more. But again, you can clearly see there's still plenty of screen shake. Actually right there it didn't really stop, because it's kind of inconsistent to be honest with you. Right here I pull the AFs, it looks normal, nothing out of the ordinary. And I'm not even bashing though, but I'll bash here in a sec. Again, looks normal. Actually, it looks even worse, because the screen's actually tilting. So that to me just looks weird. And then with the XBX here, again, the screen moves with the XBX. I reload. Again, pay attention to the screen. It moves with the XBX. So you can kind of see what I'm kind of getting into. Without a macro, again, if this was to readjust yourself, I wouldn't have an issue. And you clearly saw that it kind of stopped for a split second, and that the spread was a bit tighter than it probably should be. And again, if you didn't notice that, I don't really expect you to notice that, but just know that this really just, without a macro, can just readjust yourself. But, I mean, it's not really that much advantage, because you can easily just readjust yourself by just moving your mouse a bit, or aim down the sights. I don't really see this being that much of an advantage unless you're using a macro. So I will show the macro parts now here in a sec. Now here is the macro part of the video. Now it may not look like that I'm bashing here, but I am. It's the program just can't keep up with the fact that there's 20 clicks per second, and so it thinks that I'm not holding bash, but I am. It's weird. I believe right here I bash though. I have to see. Yeah, I'm holding bash right now, but you can kind of see that there's less screen shake than there was when I showed the non-macro part. There's kind of less of it, even at real time. That there's less of it. And again, even at real time, this makes it where your aim is a lot better and there's less recoil. And you'll be able to hit your shots a lot more. I pull up the AFs here. I think right here I show example what it should look like. Yeah, and then right here I bash. To show, yep, right here I bash. And it kind of see, if you compare the non-macro parts to the macro parts, and if you want to go back and look, then that's totally up to you to kind of see exactly what I'm talking about here. There's less screen shake right here. The screen is shaking quite less than it actually should. I'm actually struggling here because I'm not used to the holding the mouse 2 to reload cancel, and it's like 20 clicks per second, so it's like completely throwing me off. So right here I actually bash. It's kind of weird. Again, this is jank, but you can kind of see though that yeah, the screen is moving with the XBX, but again, it seems like there's less of it, that is not really in rhythm with the XBX, that it's off rhythm. So I reloaded here. I think I just stopped using this because it kind of just, I guess I use it again to show, but right here it's not in sync with the XBX. It looks completely off, if that. Now, the Z time is the real reason why I'm making this video. So right here, right? You see that? You see that right there? Do you see the screen shaking at all? Do you see that the spread is a lot tighter as well? Do you see that? The recoil is a lot tighter? Are you seeing that? I pull the AFs, I bash, and I shoot. Again, the screen just completely stops shaking. And I'm slowing it down for you to see as well. The spread is a lot tighter, and the AFs shouldn't even be shooting like that to begin with. And these are custom weapons AFs, be mindful. And they should not be shooting like that. Of course, like I'm not used to this, so I'm kind of missing my shots here. If that was an enemy over there, I would be missing my shots. But again, I'm not used to this because I don't have to cheat to play this game. But that's besides the point. Right here, like again, the XPX in the screen look out of sync. Like it looks completely out of sync. Like he shoots and then the screen shakes instead of it moving with the XPX. It looks completely off and just not normal. And I even nod right here because I'm like, this is pathetic. I think you would comment right here. I say something. What did I say? Sad. I said sad, lol. So what this is basically showing is that the screen is shaking less. The spread is a lot more tighter, even in Z time in real time. But in Z time is a lot more noticeable because the screen is completely stopped shaking and the spread is a lot more tighter than it actually should be. Now, if you don't kind of leave me around in this part, I will show in-game footage of him doing the exact same thing of what I am doing. So I will get into those here in a sec. Now right here is in-game footage of him doing the exact same thing that I just did. Now this is a tournament that he played with Toxic Player. If you don't know who Toxic Player is, he's James, and also aka the guy that plays as Mrs. Foster with the green Santa outfit. But right here, this shows a clear example that he's cheating here, and I even slow down the footage. I'll even slow it down for you to clearly see what I'm talking about and compare it to the example I showed with the macro. And if you want to rewind again to look, then by all means do so. So right here, hold on, I'm going to lower down the audio a bit. So right here, the Z time starts. Pay attention, screen's not shaking. Lands those shots, be mindful that this right here, jumping like that, that's impossible. The only reason why he's doing that is because, again, he has no spread and no recoil. So all he has to do is just aim straight. He's not pulling his mouse down. Right here, the screen shakes a little bit right here. Actually, no, it doesn't. Right here, he's moving. Be mindful that even when you're moving or doing anything, your screen is still going to shake. It will actually shake more when you're moving because you have to readjust with the recoil and everything. It's a whole ass ordeal, right? But again, he just lands those shots without no issue. Right here, he's moving while landing shots on that FP, which, be mindful, is impossible to do unless if you're really fucking good. And again, like he jumps and the FP is just dead. And I'll show this in real time as well. Right here, there's less screen shake. You can clearly see it. And actually is a lot more noticeable on Rays. So right here, he shoots in real time. And again, there's less screen shake than there actually should be. Lands those shots, not impossible shots, but again, it's a lot easier because he has no screen shake pretty much. Right here, he probably jumps here. Screen stops shaking. There's a pattern here, you can clearly tell. Screen stops shaking. You kind of see what I'm talking about here. And you know what? I'll even show this in real time as well, to even show what it looks like in real time as well. And I'll actually just let it play out. So I let that play out a bit more than I probably should, but it's fine. So you can clearly see here that he's doing the exact same thing that I demonstrated to you with the macro. And he's a lot more aggressive with it even, and I'm quite surprised nobody even noticed this. Because I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. That type of gunslinger gameplay is bad. Jumping is bad. Really bad. Because you're basically making it where you have to control your mouse a bit more and control the recoil of the weapon a bit more. It's not impossible, but it's just hard. But he's making it look easy. He's not having to readjust his mouse and kind of move it up and down a bit to kind of readjust it. He's just willy-nilly just, oh, let me just land all these shots. Oh, that's fine. Now, the next part of the video, I will show an actual end game with other people with his team actually, and show what that looks like. And I will slow it down, explain it, and I will even show it in real time with no commentary to kind of show what it looks like even in normal speed. So right here is an end game that's on Nuked, MiG-50 Plus, 56, 9-core Zs. He uses the XBX a lot more here, and that's exactly why I wanted to explain the XBX here. So I will slow down the footage. Now pay attention to him shooting right here. Again, the screen with the XBX don't sync up. Now right here, I believe he pulls out the deagles right here. Now the only reason why he landed the shots right there, which not impossible again, not impossible, but I want you to pay attention to that truck right there. You barely see it moving, don't you? Which you know it should be moving a lot more. And if you really want a good example of the screen shaking more, pay attention to that horizon logo right there. It's shaking then a lot less than it should, huh? Because if you compare the video that I showed, you can clearly see that this screen is shaking a lot less than it actually should. Right here, he switches the XPX, but I believe right here, let me just stop for a second. I thought the screen stopped shaking there. It would be kind of funny if it did. So right here, these shots, nothing really out of the ordinary. Right here, look at the XPX is not in sync with the actual screen shake. It looks out of place. It's not matching with the actual screen itself. And be mindful exactly what I showed you. They should be in sync together. So right here, again, he misses a lot of his shots, which I'm not really getting to that. So right here, he uses the AFs. That looks a bit off, didn't it? Right there. Right, uses the AFs. I mean, again, James killed it, but he's still shooting at that FP. Again, I saw no screen shake whatsoever. Again, right here, barely any screen shake being done here. But this is a lot more noticeable in Z time as well, but I'm showing exactly what this looks like in real time, because I showed the footage showing that. So right here, again, he's shooting completely nothing. See that right there? Stopped right there. Again, I'm surprised he didn't use it here, but these shots aren't impossible, actually. But his screen did stop shaking there. So there's that. Again, if you look, the XBX is not in sync with the actual screen shake itself, when it should be. And I want you to pay attention to the spread as well. The spread is a lot more tighter, again, than it actually should be. Because those XPX shots should be at least more tilting to the left and right a bit, not completely in the center of the screen. So right here, again, those, I mean, he didn't get the kill, but he still landed enough shots where James killed it. But I mean, again, the screen is literally shaking less right there. And the spread is so much tighter than it actually should be.
I'm angled for right, yes.
So right here, again, that time procs.
Full left, full left. Double right, FP. The center on sneaky, you can see.
Again, do you see the XBX moving to left and right? It's all completely in the center, bro. Because again, the XBX should be, say for the bullet is shooting where that crosshair is, right? Which that's his crosshair, that little green dot there, okay? How actual spread works, right, is the bullet should be going more towards where that gauntlet is, where the FP gauntlet, dead gauntlet is the FP dead. The dead FP, I'm so sorry, the dead FP and the where the gauntlet is, right? It should be shooting more right there, and then right there where the rage FP's gauntlet is basically kind of roughly where the spread should be. Now again, if you're paying attention, the spread is a lot more tighter. Because I'm not seeing him having to move his mouse at all. It's all just completely straight. And I'm sorry if this is a bit long, but they do end up kiting, and I'm not gonna show that part because that part's irrelevant.
Have a triple window. It's fine.
Right here. Right here. Okay, you see that?
It's fine. You just start one by one.
What exactly was that though? That looked kind of off to me actually.
I'm angled for middle. Okay. And full body. I'm reloading. Do you see here? We are cute. Left huge. Left heavy. Left really heavy.
Again, I barely see any screen shake there. Also, something I want to add as well is he seems to really struggle to actually kill trash. And I don't know if it's because if he's trying to save or not, but he just struggles to kill trash for some reason. And again, I have issues with it, but I mean, at least I attempt to. Yeah, again, he was saving right there, so I guess it's not that much of an issue there.
There's more. Alright, I'm right help on left. We're really close. On you, Ray. I'm taking on you.
So right here, you can kind of see he's getting hit, and there's plenty of screen shake, which I'm actually surprised there is, because I think the screen shake.arc actually cancels that, but that's not really cheating all that much, because that screen shake is environmental screen shake, and that's completely different. And he's actually missing his shots here, so that's kind of impressive, actually. And he's actually, you know what? This is actually a clear example right here. If he wasn't getting hit and actually having screen shake here, right, which he does because of that clot right there, he wouldn't be missing a shot like this. But he has to basically kind of readjust himself, and he's missing because there's so much screen shake on him. So that's, I mean, that's clear evidence right there. And he doesn't even know what he's doing right there.
I'm killing you. Last one here. Just kill left. You need to freeze again.
I believe they kite here. I could be wrong. It could be another part of the video. But, I mean, again, I'm just showing exactly what this looks like in real time. And it's that time, too. Again, right there. Landed all those shots, and if you see, all those bullets landed, and the spread is not even that It's not going toward the left and right. It's just all straight. And that's actually impressive of in itself. He landed so much shots in that scrake there that when the stalker did come to him, it didn't affect him at all. Insane, even.
Careful, Haas. Careful, Haas. This is a lot.
Again,
Right, Kevin.
you,
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm probably sound like a broken record at this point, but
Mid shooting. Yes. Is there anything middle or right?
okay, you know what? I'm not gonna play all of this. You get the point already. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this in real time, and I'm going to allow you to look at it on yourself. So 1 second here, we play normal, and I'll just let it play out.
At least one more.
Yes, we need.
Go for it,
He's
please.
far. I have two more.
Helping. It's a quad far. I'm starting next one.
That's
Reload.
it. Left has straight ambulance. A lot of straight tunnel.
Okay. Breathing.
Crack mid, crack mid.
I have full left.
Before 3 piece on right.
Quad. I'm helping, right?
Same. Okay, I'll let you know.
I'm starting the scrape on
Break.
me.
Crack close.
You. Yeah. It's 1 HP. Okay, focus FPs.
That's full. One straight tunnel.
I'm with
The last straight is 3.
Back on lot of trash on us. Middle. Reload.
Siren close.
Helping,
right?
I have full left.
Chaos on 8.
I'm trying to kill you. Kill on you, sorry.
Taking a spare. Starting scrape.
I have 2 more.
Left. Left.
Kill gore fast if you need to. Kill gore fast if you need to.
I'm on.
That's full. Careful trash. I'm reloading.
Freezing, we have a quad, a penta.
I'm going.
Saving trash.
I'm angled for right, yes.
You have one on me.
I have full left, full left.
Now go on right, FP.
The siren on sneaky, you can see.
Just double if
Kill body if you need to.
straight middle.
The siren.
Yeah, I'm going back.
Last one here. Full.
Spin right.
We have a triple
If
now.
I'm window.
It's fine, just start 1 by 1.
I'm reeling, careful trash. I'm angled for middle.
One on me.
Okay.
And blood body?
I'm reloading.
Do you see
Shit.
here?
Oh, I bled. Damn it.
We are
FP
huge,
on
man.
Left
Freezing,
huge. Left heavy. Left really heavy.
Right,
Last
Freezing.
straight.
On me, on
It's
me.
on right, on right.
Picking, yes.
There's more. Alright, on
We
right.
need help on left, we are
I'm
really
taking
close.
on you, Ray. I'm taking on you.
Yes, yes, yes. James, there is a PF from right side, if you can see him.
And
Yeah,
kill trash.
I'm killing it.
Last one
Kill
here.
left.
Yes,
Kill
kill
left.
left.
Taking
full.
spare.
You need to freeze again, I
Freezing.
think.
Nice.
Left, can might get pushed.
How, careful there.
Careful Hus. Careful Hus is lot.
Is that? Right, Kevin. Oh, no,
No, not heavy.
Husk, mid, shooting.
Yes.
Is there anything middle right?
FP body on
No,
right
that
side.
Okay.
Okay, so I showed that in real time, and you can kind of see that even in normal speed, it looked weird. Now I will show an order clip of him playing and him not even cheating at all to kind of show you that it looks normal. So I'll do that here in a sec. So right here is an order clip of when he was playing. This is an Axis group, and you can clearly see that things look relatively normal here. So I'll go and play it in slow motion, and then I will play it and explain it, and then I will play it in normal speed for you to see what it looks like in normal speed. Sorry.
Right.
And to be fair, he does make a lot of mistakes here, but that's besides the point.
Right side, right side.
You can kind of see, though, that the spread is a lot more tighter, or not tighter, a lot more wider And there's a lot more screen shake. The screen shake is actually in rhythm with the XPX.
That's your ass extension. That's your ass extension.
You can clearly see that.
Soon. What the guy is like up there. You like that fucking bot?
Again, look at that XPX in rhythm with the screen shake.
That spray should be ready.
That strike's ready. Funny enough, surprised it was. Again, if you would have jumped with the normal way he plays now, he would have landed all those shots, and the spread would have been a lot more tighter and actually on that Scrake's head.
Install.
Again, look at that screen shake. There's more of it. This looks like natural gameplay.
Yeah.
Reloading. Freeze that. Freeze that. One. The body's fine.
Oh my bad.
Do you see that? He's actually having to move his mouse up and down to adjust with that FP kill right there.
I'm getting in front.
You may point, he has the same crosshair as well. Be mindful of that as well. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Body now.
There's spread. There's actual spread to the weapon. Look at that. There's spread to the weapon. Like, I'm not saying this because I'm crazy. You can clearly see. And I'm going to play a little bit more of this for you to understand as well. I'd say like around 250 Zs and I'll stop it.
Soon. Leave that body, it's good. Kill it. Yeah. If it hits, probably none. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. Body's good.
Right here.
I'm not gonna hold you.
The screen is still shaking. Actually,
Not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. Body's good.
that's interesting. I didn't actually notice that the screen stopped shaking there, but you might have mastered it around this time. But I mean, you can still clearly see that there's still, it looks normal here. So I guess he was cheating even around this time.
Spray now. I missed the shot. Spray.
He's right, he did miss a shot because guess what?
I missed.
He didn't adjust for the spread right here. Scrake right there to the left, the one that has a healthy head.
Spray now.
He did miss a shot.
I missed the shot.
Because again, he doesn't actually know how to use the XPX. He has to use a third-party software to do it.
FP behind us. Not dead. Freeze this. We need a med-nade as well. If it hits, none.
Load right now.
Yeah, so I said around 250 Zs is when I'll stop it. So now I'm going to show what it looks like in real time and not slow down and not commentate as well on it, and kind of let you just see exactly what I'm talking about here. So let me go and do that now.
soon. Split the guy, just like, okay. You like that fucking body stagger, dude?
Alright, prep strikes. I'm reloading.
That spray should be ready? Question mark. That's break as well.
Chainsaw. The recoil so fucking turn off.
Reloading.
Flash shines on the stairs.
Reloading.
Up to
Freeze
block
that,
again.
freeze that, freeze that.
Strikes.
One, the body's fine.
Oh, my bad.
I'm reloading. I'm not freezing. this
P-body now.
I'm getting in front of your guys' faces. I'm
That's fine.
breathing through these
P-body now.
extensions.
One
It's
left
that.
stunned.
Very beautiful.
Very nice. Reloading.
Soon. Leave that body, it's good. Kill it, yeah. If it hits, probably none. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. Body's good.
Next break now.
Reloading. In fact, I'm grabbing spare.
Break now. I missed a shot.
You're good. FP behind us. Not dead. Freeze this. We need a mid-nade as well.
Yeah, frozen.
Okay.
I got FP.
If it hits none.
Load right now.
Strike might be ready. Stunned.
I'm pushing forward.
Alright, I'm starting FP.
Hit P-body.
Body's good. Don't overshoot it, please. I'm killing sirens. That's it.
Reloading.
Alright, so I'm gonna stop it right there. So now what I'm gonna show is screenshots that I gathered when I did confront Ray, and these are the interesting parts because, well, let's say that he completely denies everything. So I will pull this up here in a sec. Now here is when I confronted Ray, and I understand the way that I did confront him wasn't really ideal, but either way, if someone confronts you about cheating and they are just curious, is it really wise for you to basically insult them and call them a retard? Like, that's not how you approach things. If somebody is coming towards you because they know that you're cheating or they have suspicion that you're cheating, then you should be honest with them and or provide evidence that you're not. This is basically just a dream situation at this point. So, I will actually read exactly what he said here, and then I'll give my honest opinion about it. He said, "Are you fucking retarded? You have not insulted me. You approached me to help you with your VOD reviews without any questions that say no problem, and I spend my time doing it. Even though I couldn't care less about you or your group, but sure, the community is small enough where I guess we just help each other out regardless. Now your team disbands. You proceed to drag me into your whole stupid situation and call me a cheater because of what? Because you've played longer and you've never seen that." Now, again, right here, he's basically calling me a retard for no reason at all, and then saying that I insulted him. Now, unless he thinks insulting him is thinking that he's cheating, then yeah, sure, then I insulted him. But in reality, I didn't. So right here, he talked about the whole VOD thing, and yes, I did approach him for my VOD reviews, because again, the community is small, and we just help each other out. I did want to get better because of, his aim. I wanted to get better because of the movement. I wanted to have slightly better movement. I always knew he was cheating. As again, if I were to say something, I would have probably been called a retard. Like, example, what he's doing right here. Now, this part right here, my team disbands and basically drag me into the whole stupid situation and call me a cheater. I don't know what stupid situation he's talking about, but it's not really relevant, to be honest with you. I don't even know why he said that. And calling him a cheater, yes, I called him a cheater because of, well, what he's been doing in the examples I've shown you. Now here, I don't want to play the veteran card on anybody here, because that would be kind of shitty for me to do. Because if you have a basic understanding of how Killing Floor works, or if you're just a normal person to begin with, you would know using a third-party software is clearly cheating. You would know that. And yeah, I've never seen that because I don't have to use exploits to become good at a game. Or a macro, for that matter. So that's just kind of copium here, and you kind of tell here that I'm kind of getting to his fragile ego a bit, and you can kind of see here. It's funny and sad at the same time. Now here is something that I did not want to actually talk about because I did not have enough evidence to actually prove it. So you see this giblet right here. It should not be exactly floating on that EPI's head. It should actually be a lot lower than it actually is right there. Modded headbox maybe, but again, I didn't test this because I tried to test this and it was so weird and inconsistent to actually test. I didn't even bother with it. But I will be honest with you, testing this, or this, actually, sorry, is not normal. But I did ask him about this, and he ignored the question at the beginning. But then I asked him again, because I wanted to know answer. He said, what answer are you exactly looking for here? Why is that giblet like that? And again, he starts to kind of starts to backpedal a bit, and starts to kind of be a joking matter now, because he probably knows I'm onto him, and his fragile ego, again, is being shattered here. You're like so dense that you can't see a flying giblet. I don't know. Go ask the game devs. What the fuck you asking me about a giblet? No, because it should be lowered. If you also know how hitboxes work in this game, you know that that's not normal behavior. I meant that's not normal behavior. I'm kind of dumb when it comes to typing sometimes, but don't mind that. This part right here is really funny to me, and I laugh every single time that I watch it, or not watch it, read it. And I'm sorry if I do laugh, because it's just so funny to read. He says, really, are you a fucking AI that can't calculate the velocity and trajectory in the scope of Unreal Engine or what? How the fuck can you tell me right now that after playing this game for so long, you have not seen enough bullshit that cannot be explained, yet somehow because of this one giblet, I am cheating, Captain? What the fuck are you smoking? Are you legitimately this dumb? I'm sorry, it's just, I laugh every single time I read that. So, right here, you can clearly tell that he's trying to kind of joke with me here to know the fact that he knows I'm right. Because why else would you say that? Again, why else would you be talking like this if you were trying to prove your innocence here? And again, I'm not expecting like some documentary, like an essay or a documentary about how clean you are, Ray. What I'm expecting is you just to come clean or provide me just simple evidence, send me your config or something along those lines, instead of just blatantly insulting me. It just makes no sense whatsoever. Do you think this is how speedruns are validated? Do you think that if there is something suspicious that the moderators are going to be treated like this? No, they would blatantly kick you out of the speedrun community for that. And to be honest with you, it should be the same way here. I know I'm not a moderator, and I do not want to put myself on that type of level. But if a person in general is coming towards you for evidence or an explanation of what is exactly going on, you shouldn't be treating that person like that. Joking, insulting them, none of that. You should instead be clean and just be honest. Because what you're doing right here, Ray, is showing that you're guilty of something and that you know you're guilty of something. I can see past your bullshit, Ray. And I know exactly what you're trying to do here. You're trying to defend yourself in the worst way possible. That's how I see it as. I'm going to show more screenshots here in a second, so let me do that here. Now here is a YouTube comment that I made. This was I'd say about a week ago. I'm really quite unsure. It's the Italy video that he uploaded, and I decided to comment on it. I will be honest with you, I did kind of bait him here, and I wasn't really expecting him to actually respond, so it's kind of funny he did. He says, I say this, because again, I was trying to bait him. I don't understand how no one can't tell your M14 looks weird. The way it shoots looks hella off. And I'm saying that because it shoots faster and the spread is, again, tighter. But again, I didn't want to get into that because I want to talk more about the gunslinger portion of the cheats. And then he begins to say this, I'm still waiting for that video with proof that you promised, you pathetic loser, go do your job. So, I mean, again, why are you calling me a pathetic loser? Because I'm on to you? It's like, you kind of see exactly what I'm talking about here. Why insult me and treat me this way when you should be at least being honest here? What you're basically doing here is you're publicly shaming yourself that you're publicly okay with this, actually. And it's just pathetic, even. Now, what I will show you next is what James said, aka Toxic Player, said. And I will show that right now. Now, this is within the same comment section. Excuse me. So, Toxic Player says, if being retarded was considered a job, your future would be secured. Fully commit for once and prove that your words mean something. Cannot wait to see the results. Well, the results are right here, buddy. Out of anybody, you have no right to call people retarded. I was only just kind of playing fire with fire. I should not have done it, but it's whatever. Anyways, don't worry, I figured I'd say something to further prove my point once my video is ready. I bet they weren't probably expecting the fact that I would show screenshots of the comment section, because they probably think I'm stupid or something, which again, they think that I am. So, but I want you to pay attention to what exactly James does say here. He says, if being a retard was considered a job, your future would be secured. That's basically him saying that what you're saying right now is completely out of proportionary and completely stupid. Ray is not cheating at all, and I'm totally okay with the fact that he is cheating, though, if he is. So, is EUCD okay with the fact that he's cheating? Is Uranium okay with the fact that he's cheating? Is Febs okay with the fact that he's cheating? Is anybody okay with the fact that he's cheating? Nobody can clearly see that he's not cheating, and nobody even decided to look at his VODs and see this foul play here. Has nobody looked at the VODs? I'm sorry to even sound like the way that I am, and to be honest with you, I'm going off script here. This is sad that nobody even noticed the fact that he's cheating. If you truly think that it's okay for this behavior, that it's okay to cheat to get your way to the top, to get what you want, I'm sorry, that's not how this world works. Okay, eventually someone will catch on. Even in jobs, real jobs, in the outside world. If you steal, you're going to get caught. If you try to play someone, if you try to be a consman, you're going to get caught. That's how the world works. If you're blatantly cheating, you're going to get caught eventually. How else do you think Dream got caught? Because someone that was really knowledgeable about the game caught him in his tracks and called out the bullshit. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm calling out the bullshit, and I'm blatantly showing you that what he is doing is blatantly cheating, and right now I am showing factual evidence that they're okay with this. Because I don't expect them to know exactly how Gunslinger works, but I expect them to at least question Ray. And to at least see, hey, Ray, your gameplay looks a bit off. Do you mind if we look at it together and we slow it down the footage or something? Or maybe you show me your files or something? None of this is being done. At all. And so, what this shows is that you have to basically cheat your way to the top in this game. And to be honest with you, it should not be like that. At all. And it's completely sad that this is how it is nowadays. It's pathetic. And it's sad. I will show another screenshot here, and it'll be the last one that I will show. But this one truly does show the fact that I am destroying his fat, fragile ego. And it will truly show exactly his true character. So, right here, this was about, to say, a day ago, 2 days ago, somewhere around that ballpark. What I originally commented on is not really that relevant, because he basically just repeats everything that I just said in the original comment that I'd made. So, I will completely read everything that has been written here, and I will go word by word and paragraph by paragraph to fully explain my opinion in it all. Are you actually this stupid? What do you expect after you comment on my video if not response? How is me telling you a reason for absence of VOD flexing? Am I flexing that we can't win a map for 2 weeks? It's unbelievable how pathetic you are. You're a sad little crybaby that's been annihilated from this community due to your actions, and now you're coming to my videos gasping for every little piece of attention that you can. Go do your work and go work on your video and piss off. Sorry, I had to get some water there. I said, Right, I was kind of just fucking with him here. Editing process, if you're wanting to know. Again, I was kind of fucking with him there. But I did say this. I forgot to mention, this community didn't tear me apart because what I did do, is because what I didn't do. Backstabbing, sucking up to good players, and free you cheat to the top. I really don't think you understand, Ray, how simple-minded and fake you are. The second someone attacks your ego, you become aggressive and show you're guilty. Instead of calling me a pathetic loser and or being a dick to someone who can see past your lies and gameplay, be a human being for once. And I did say this. Oh wait, that's hard for this community dilemma. I forget who I'm talking about sometimes. Now this part right here is the most interesting part, and I will talk about it in more further detail, but I'll talk about these more further. Stop writing essays and go make your video. As it has already been proving multiple times, your words mean nothing. Better show some proof, or you're being called. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. Better show some proof you are being called those things, because that is the only thing you deserve to be called. At the end of the day, you're a pathetic loser, you're a pimp, knockoff sprite. Insecure man-child, and as such of a little weezer out you are. Both of you deserve to end up where you are right now. Once again, Cuckington, I think that's how you say it. You are one sad, pathetic loser. Alright. So, right here, the whole VOD flexing thing, I'm not really gonna get into that all that much, because I understand that you wipe a lot and some maps are hard. I understand that. But again, Ray, you do know that you just took the bait, and I said that for a reason. You don't have to comment, you know. Your ego is so fragile that you have to comment and basically insult me. Publicly, by the way. And it's kind of obvious, if you are at least a decent human being, you can see past the bullshit from you. It's kind of funny. Right here, he says that I got annihilated from this community due to my actions. I will be honest with you here, okay? I did make some pretty dumb mistakes in this community. I got kicked from a group called Tamari's for, I will be honest with you, I said some things, and I'm not completely okay with the fact that I did do that, but it is what it is, and I will be honest with you, I did make some fuck-ups in this community. But after that, I was making sure I did everything correctly. And I even said this right here, that it's what I didn't do. Now, in this community, what I've noticed, mainly in EUCD, you have to backstab, suck up to the good players, and cheat your way to the top. Mainly the backstabbing is sucking up to the players, because the cheating part only goes away, but backstabbing is sucking up to the good players. Backstabbing is what I'm talking about here, is because James, Toxic Player, was part of my group, and so was Uranium. Now, with these two players, they have such high egos that they decided the fact that, oh, we want to branch off to a new team. Now, I don't have an issue with that at all. If you want to branch off and make your own team, say something a bit earlier. Then instead of saying it late and basically denying the fact that you want to be part of this team, and then say it so late to the point where we're about to start a game this weekend. Why say it that late? And then lie and say, oh, I have real shit to do. I'm sorry, that's not how you do it. And James did apologize to me, but I didn't accept his apology because he wasn't even done it to begin with. So they basically backstabbed me and a friend that I will get into a bit later because Ray mentions him. But they basically backstabbed us and basically said that we're, too bad at the game, basically. But again, if you look at the VODs or look at the streams, I see exact gameplay that looks very similar to mine even, and that's okay. I just don't understand because what James did do is he basically demoralized my team to the point where he got Uranium to basically follow him, to suck up to him. Again, sucking up to the good players. Is that okay? I guess so. As long as you suck up to the players and as long as you're doing your job to basically get what you want, that's all that matters in this community. That's not how communities work. That's not how people should even react. It's pathetic. I really don't think you understand, Ray, how simple-minded and fake you are. And I said this because I attacked his ego. Even I wasn't even trying to attack his ego. I wasn't even trying to attack his ego. I just wanted to bait him a bit. But the fact that he reacted this way further proves that his ego is so fragile right now. That he is going out of his way to respond to me in the most mean way possible. This proven right here. And so you're guilty. Instead of calling me a pathetic loser or being a dick to someone who can see past your lies in gameplay, be a human being for once. I said that because, again, this ties into the other example screenshots that I showed. That instead of being a dick and at least showing some sign of respect, you decide to basically insult me and think that I'm trying to drag you into some hellhole. If someone is confronting you for cheating, you should not treat them the way that you are, even if there is some bad blood between the two of you. You know, it's not how you should approach things. And I understand the way that I approached Ray when I essentially confronted him wasn't ideal, but that does not matter if you're acting like this, because you could have not even said anything at the end of the day. And just like, oh, well, no, Captain just being a fucking retard, I'm just going to block him and not even say anything. I would respect that a lot more than you basically acting like this, acting like a little man-child, because I'm not the man-child here. Now, he mentions I have been proven multiple times I'm a retard, blah, 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 that my words mean nothing. I don't really understand that because words do mean something, but whatever. Because, yeah. But right here, something that I want to mention. So who he is mentioning here is Kiki. Now, if you know who Kiki is, he is one of my best friends, and he agrees with me that Ray is cheating, but he's not making videos. He's not trying to gather evidence. So why exactly is Kiki being brought into this, you may ask? So the reason he's being brought into this because they think that Kiki and I think alike, that him and I are basically lovers if you want to go that far. Which is not necessarily true. There's some things that Kiki's done that's completely fucking retarded. Like example, he basically trolled Uranium and I told him not to do that, but then he did it. So, did I agree with him that he did that? No, I told him he was a fucking dumbass that he did that. Now, there's some things that I done that Kiki called me out for and called me a dumbass. We don't agree with a lot of things. And nor is he even part of the fact that the whole gathering evidence and trying to get Ray to confront. Kiki has nothing to do with it. So the fact that you even brought him up further shows that you're trying to find some validation in your life. That you're trying to show that you're correct about something. And it's sad. And I said that multiple times, but it's sad. And again, once again, Cuppington, I don't even know how to say that. If you can say it, then by all means, tell me I'm a dumbass in the comment section. I don't care. But you're one sad, pathetic loser. Again, you don't have to call me those words. Because I even said right here, instead of calling me a pathetic loser or being a dick to someone who can see past your lies in gameplay, be a human being for once. What did he decide to do here? Again, call me a pathetic loser. Do you see a pattern here? I hope you do. I really hope you do. Now, I wanted to show this part because this is what he did say when I did confront him, but to be honest with you, it doesn't even make sense to me. Because again, he doesn't even like show actual evidence of such exploit, doesn't even tell me how it's done. He just says he figured on his own. This part right here, the part where he said knowing that Fonta is completely irrelevant in this entire situation. Okay? Let's just discard that. The only part right here that I want to talk about is right here. Either way, the situation is completely simple. I know for a fact that this tech is known by 2 out of 3 GSs, me included, and I discovered it all on my own. Now, who has to, like, find an exploit to be good at the game? Who does that? I don't know anybody who actually actively finds an exploit to be good at the game. If you have to do that, then there's something completely wrong about you. Instead of training, instead of actually practicing how the game works, you have to cheat? Do you kind of see what I have an issue about the issue I have here? Like, not only is he cheating, but he's being such a scummy piece of shit that is not even, like, funny. And again, I don't hate this person. I think that possibly he's just being directed in the wrong path here. And I feel like to some extent, it's probably because he has such a high ego, though. His ego is making him go down this path and meeting other people who have such high egos. And I want to say that, so I would proudly say this as well. EUCD has the highest fucking ego that I have ever seen. Even Uranium has a high fucking ego. It's pathetic. It's genuinely pathetic because it's like seeking validation in your life. That killing floor is the only validation that you're ever going to get in your life. If that's the case, then perhaps you should probably seek another game, or maybe go touch some grass, ironically. And I'm not trying to sound like a dick here, I'm just saying the truth here. It's just... It's so sad that someone has to seek this low to become good at the game. It's sad. And now I said that multiple times, but it is. This is the final screenshots that I'm going to show. I will go ahead and go on with the outro and give my honest opinion about everything. Where do I start? I want everybody to know. And again, I didn't make this because I hate Ray, and that I have some personal vendetta against him, and that I want his reputation to be ruined. I just want him to come clean. That's all I want. With that being said, though, if I have to show that your records are basically invalid, I will do that. And I basically did do that. Because at the end of the day, guys, and anybody who's watching, these records are invalid. Every single one of them. Because Ray is cheating. And they have really two options here. Either they redo all the records that they did with Ray, or they kick Ray. But there's an issue with that. If they do kick Ray, other players are going to leave as well. Because why would you redo all the records if you already did them? Because someone cheated. All because someone cheated, sorry. Why try to do it all again? Now, another really dumb option they could do is just keep Ray and just keep him and they just continue to play. If they do that, then anybody who's watching, don't take their game seriously. Don't. Don't at all. You shouldn't take their game seriously. If they have a cheater that's using a third-party software to gain an advantage, then I'm sorry. Your records are invalid, guys. And I want you to know that. You can do whatever option you want. But at least know that I am right, and that all you're doing is making yourself look more and more and more guilty. The more you respond, the more that you even play with these cheats, Ray, the more that you're showing how guilty you truly are. If you guys want to keep them, by all means do so. But just know, nobody's going to take you seriously, more than likely. And I'm not telling anybody that they should take him seriously. I'm not trying to force anything upon people, but with the evidence I did show, I hope people can come to their senses and realize that this is blatantly cheating and that this should not be allowed. With that being said, I hope this video was really knowledgeable enough, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will not make videos like this ever again, more than likely. If I have to, then I will. But this is not normally how I make videos, and nor do I really enjoy making these kind of videos. But it is what it is. You sometimes have to do what you have to do. I will see you guys whenever I make an actual good content Killing Floor CD game. See ya.